Hey kids, it is another episode of The Comics Should Smell Very Good from Seattle, Washington here, from Zanadu Comics, and it is very stuffy in here.
I've been sweating all day.
It's been sweaty.
It's weird.
But we will persevere to bring you the new comics as usual. And I'm going to start off with this big giant book that we have here from local publisher Fantagraphics. Mr. Ed Piskor's Hip Hop Family Tree, Volume 4. This is from 1984, 1985, 85 being the year that I was born. All these things happened before I was born. It's kind of scary. But this sees the beginning of Hollywood kind of peeking its ugly, shiny nose into hip-hop and seeing what they can steal to make money from it. Some great Biz Markie stuff in here. Ice Cube makes his appearance, which is really cool. Some Dr. Dre stuff. Lots of good stuff. I mean, this is, if you aren't already reading Hip Hop Family Tree, you really should.
Yeah, you got like 3 books to catch up on already.
Yeah, and a bunch of cool pinups from the back in the back as usual by his, Mr. Piskor's highly talented friends.
And over on the Dark Horse side of things, I've got a new series debuting from writer Jeff Lemire. This is Black Hammer, which sees him team up with veteran artist Dean Ormston, who drew Lucifer for like the longest time, among other very haunting comics. It's being colored by Dave Stewart, and it tells the story of a sort of Justice League type group that's been somewhat banished from existence, although not really. They're actually all living in this small farming town, just trying to live normal lives. Like, you've got a robot cooking eggs for everybody. Got this weird alien guy who's got the best name I've ever heard, Barbalian. Is that not amazing? He's just hanging out there, demanding
really
his
burly?
coffee. Not even. He's like kind of skinny like any other Jeff Lemire character.
Right.
But this is looking to be really cool. I don't know what exactly the titular Black Hammer has to do with everything, but
That's why you gotta buy the comic.
Yeah. Can't give everything away in the video.
And the next issue of Casanova is finally here. Actually, rather on time from the last issue, I think. Wow. But yes, Matt Fraction, the brothers from Brazil, and Michael Cabon bring you number 6, Casanova Acadia. Things have been getting weirder and weirder and even weirder. The black magic cult that we really don't know anything about is causing lots of havoc. Casanova Quinn is losing his mind, and the Metanauts are traversing different realities and really screwing some stuff up, I gotta tell you.
Are they do they have anything to do with the main story
Yes.
yet? Or okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. In fact,
that took long enough.
Yeah, no, I think it was last issue or 2 issues ago. Like, they stepped on something, and that was then referenced the next issue. It was like this alien world, and one of them actually stepped on one of them. Or stepped on an alien, and then that's going to somehow, in Matt Fraction way, tie back in.
Of course.
And
then we're going to have to go read every other series.
Every time a new issue comes out, you have to reread the whole thing. That's just how this is. But it's worth it. Truly brilliant stuff from Fraction & Co.
And another Image book here. I've got the 2nd issue of She-Wolf by Rich Tommaso, who is an indie comics powerhouse. This is the tale of a young girl who, on the night of the death of her werewolf boyfriend, has the curse transferred over to her, and her journey dealing with said problem. Which really is quite a problem. You can't even go to the arcade to play some video games without, breaking down, running to the stall, and having a weird trip about, Mayan werewolf priests, apparently. This issue also brings vampires into the picture, with a new female vampire who, appears to be helping this she-wolf deal with her curse, although there may be some ulterior motives there.
I would assume.
There usually are with vampires.
I would assume. Yeah, vampires aren't exactly the most trustworthy lot, usually.
I wouldn't know, but,
Well, a few that I've...
I don't know who you associate with, Casey.
Yeah, after hours, whatever.
Goth clubs are weird.
Goth clubs, man. We drink wine that's red. Anyway, Black Widow, number 5. Mark Waid, Chris Samnee, Matthew Wilson bringing you the spy-tastic adventures of Marvel's greatest spy. This stuff has been really cool. Chris Samnee has been kind of drawing the book that he wants to draw, which means lots of action, lots of big spreads. The first issue started with Natasha jumping 40,000 feet off of the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier.
Which was awesome.
And landing on her feet. That was really badass, I gotta tell you. And this issue sees her finally come face to face with her kind of mysterious tormentor who's been blackmailing her against her will to do things that require jumping out of the SHIELD helicarrier at 40,000 feet. Really, really fun stuff. Very, very cool spy action from Marvel.
And an indie comic here from Steve Mannion. This is Fearless Dawn, Chibi Finale. This is one of many one-shots issues that Steve Mannion has released over the last few years. I feel like it's been a year or two since the last one.
It has been a little bit, yeah.
But this seems to be bringing the Fearless Dawn saga to a close. Although, based on the way the story has been told up till now, I don't really believe that. It's kind of been pretty fast and loose with the actual plot, sort of in a Tank Girl style, which that's kind of how I sell this comic to people usually. I'm like, oh, it's like you took Tank Girl, and then threw it over to Heavy Metal, and then had Frank Frazetta draw over it, and then had Eric Powell paint it.
I was going to say, that's some serious goon action working over here.
It's really cool. For some reason, Steve decided to go all chibi, like, everyone's tiny and super deformed for this finale. But I don't know. I think it works.
I dig it. I like the back cover.
Yeah, the back cover's great. It's really beautifully rendered stuff. Crazy on the cheesecake, but also there's a gigantic dog that eats a house, so, you know.
There you go. And my last pick, I got a double shot from Image, and from Mr. Brandon Graham, we have the next issue of Island, with a freaking awesome cover by Lynn Wiesel. Who also has a story in here, in addition to, I think this might very well be the first new Zooniverse story in a very, very, very long time. Zooniverse is by Phil Barlow and one of Brandon's biggest influences, and so there's going to be an actual Zooniverse comic coming out soon, I think in October, or maybe at the end of the year, but this is a bit of a kind of probably preamble here. And also, Prophet Earth War is almost done. 5 out of 6 of this maddening, crazy, long space saga thing that is really awesome, but has gone on for quite a long time. This issue sees actual pencils and art by Brandon. Yay!
That's always nice.
Yay! And some really badass stuff from Yanni as usual. And local artist Mr. Michael McGee has his backup story in here, which actually features characters from the Prophet universe. So yeah, there you go. Double Image shot.
And I also have 2 Image comics, but it's actually just this different covers for Snotgirl. Snotgirl, yeah. Snotgirl is a blogger created by the infamous Brian Lee O'Malley of Scott Pilgrim and Seconds fame, and drawn by Leslie Hung, a newcomer to the American comics market as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
She's a girl. She has lots and lots and lots of snot coming out of her face, almost all the time. Cursed with horrible, horrible allergies, Snotgirl has taken refuge in the fashion blogging world, where you can just look pretty and stay in your house and take pictures of yourself, and no one will know.
Right.
She does actually leave the house in this comic, though, which is why, you know, the whole snot thing happens. You know, her day starts with, like, coffee, Instagram, meeting some friends, blowing her nose, and then somehow it ends in murder here. I didn't know there would be murder and blood and things in this comic, but there is, which makes it infinitely more interesting to me. That really shows how our culture is, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Eesh.
Well, we're gonna let you chew on that, and we'll see you all next week. Don't forget to check out the DC video as well, because there's a lot of DC stuff. Holy crap. Yeah. Alright, guys. See ya.